founding partners of Eddie V's, executive chef. The steakhouse is definitely a pure American thing. It starts with the steak. What we look for in our steaks has to be Midwestern grain-fed, has to be an Angus breed with no dairy cattle influences, and then it's USDA prime and it's high choice. This is what we look for, and this is what you should look for when you go to select a steak. This is a 22-ounce ribeye, and what we look for is all of this marbling in the center eye here. The more marbling, the better. Seasoning the steak properly is incredibly important. Kosher salt, cracked black pepper in a significant amount, and it needs to be pressed into the meat. And the reason for that is when the meat cooks in a broiler, there's going to be a certain amount of moisture and melting fat that takes some of that seasoning off the steak. Pressing it into the steak, make sure that most of it adheres to the meat. Also, when you turn the steak, you're going to lose a little bit of that. So seasoning is incredibly important. For people at home, sear the steak in a large cast iron skillet over a high flame, and then transfer it to a hot oven to finish it. And then when the steak is finished, there needs to be a short period of time where the steak needs to, what we call rest, so the muscle kind of relaxes. Okay, it'll be more tender when you go to eat that steak. And that period of time is about 3 to 4 minutes. We serve our steaks with a significant amount of melted whole butter. So right when they're cooking and when we serve them, one of the last things we do is brush them with some whole melted butter. I always cook my steaks medium rare. For me, that's the right balance, where it's got the moisture, you taste the quality of the steak, it's juicy. For my palate, that's the way I like to eat steak.